Hello everybody, welcome to the channel, and today I'll be doing part 2 of my concealed carry series, and this one's going to be titled The Wonder Nines. Now what are Wonder Nines? Well, typically they refer to a polymer framed 9mm pistol. Glock really popularized that back in the 80s, and it's evolved and changed into many modern firearms that are just wonderful for concealed carry because of their lightweight and capacities and the stopping power of the 9mm, which is sufficient, more than sufficient. 9mm can be loaded to be very nasty. But anyways, I want to get started. Now, when it comes to concealed carry, compact pistols seem to have a big role in that. Now, they're usually about 15 rounds. They got a full grip, and they're meant to flex into many different roles: home defense, concealed carry, truck guns, whatever. But then the subcompacts started coming out, and what those were basically chopped down versions of the bigger brothers. And I actually have one here to show you. That's what we're going to start with. It is the famous Walther PPQ subcompact. Now this bad boy is loaded, so let me go ahead and clear it. And what you have here is exactly what I described. It's a chopped down PPQ. You see, I can get 2 fingers on the gun with my magazine here. I have a little pinky extension that helps with that. Gives it a full grip. And yeah, I mean, when a lot of people think about subcompact 9mm, they think about a Glock 26, which is a cut down Glock 19. And this is kind of in the same vein as the Glock 26, but it has every feature of the PPQ that I've come to love. Walther is one of my favorite firearms manufacturers in the world, so with good reason. As you can see here, I updated the sights, got some night sights on there, and I put some Talon grips, rubberized Talon grips on there. And that's all I've done to the pistol. The PPQ is most famous for its phenomenal trigger, and this holds true to that. Right there. Reset. Just phenomenal trigger. Great to shoot on the range, and I'm not going to take the gun apart, but here in the back end, what Walther did is they removed a metal piece and inserted a piece of polymer in the slide here. Now, it's still a metal solid steel slide with a great finish, but that polymer insert really helps to not only lighten the weight of the gun, but quickens the cycling as you fire. So it's just so easy to get right on target. And you pair that with the great trigger and the ergonomics of the gun, and you have a phenomenal firearm, great concealed carry firearm. Here's the thing. It's about 1.3 inches, okay? So it's a little thick in the waistband. It is, I gotta be honest, more comfortable than I'd like it to be. Now for wintertime carry, I don't see why it would be a problem, wear bigger clothes. But for summertime carry on my frame, I couldn't carry this in the summertime. But I feel confident in it. I know I'm getting PPQ quality in a smaller package. So that alone puts this at the top of my list. Let me go ahead and reholster it with the bullets and the magazines out of the way. So moving on from those double stack subcompact firearms, the trend started to move towards the direction of a single stack firearm. Guns like the M&P Shield in 9mm, the Glock 43, just to name a couple. They took over the market there for a while. And then a couple years ago, a gun company that I have a love-hate relationship with, Sig Sauer, released a revolutionary firearm. And you probably already know where I'm going with this, but here it is. The Sig Sauer P365. Now, what makes this gun so special is it's not quite a single stack. It's like a stack and a half, but it holds 10 rounds. This little gun holds 10 rounds. See, I got my rose backplate there, which I will talk about here in a minute. If you compare the thickness of that to the PPQ, that also holds 10 rounds, you can see that there is quite a difference. Quite a difference. Now this gun is loaded and I will unload it. I will clear it here in a moment. Right now I have the trigger covered with this little clip draw. And I'll get to that here in a second. Let's just make sure this bad boy is nice and safe. Come on. Okay. Work with me, work with me. Okay. As you can see, it's safe. Now this thing is awesome. Now, like I said, I put this clip draw on here. I added these, again, rubberized Talon grips. I'm a big fan of Talon grips. And I didn't have to upgrade the sights because the sights are phenomenal right out of the box. But to this back plate here, I got this really pretty rose back plate. Who doesn't like roses, you know? Guns N' Roses. Not a big fan of the band, but classic. Originally, I had changed this back plate out, the stock back plate, for a clip draw back plate, which is basically this big thick plastic insert with 2 screw holes in it. And that's where the hook attached along here on the back and then came along the side there. Now, the problem with that is I could not take the gun apart, excuse me, with the clip in there. I could not break the firearm down. It was blocking a little piece in there. So I took the clip off and I was able to take the gun down, but then I started having issues with my trigger. It felt like my striker it just wasn't firing. It was very strange. And now I didn't live fire it, I was dry firing it, trying to diagnose the problem. And it turns out that the clip draw, the back plate, it was just too thick. It was poorly designed for this gun. So I went ahead and I ordered a nice custom back plate, nice rose. You know, I think adds a little bit of flair and character to my gun. Yeah, so I took that off and I ended up going with the universal clip draw here. And, you know, when it's in the waistband, you want to have something like this to cover that trigger. If you remember my previous videos, I mentioned that. It's very important. You got to have that trigger covered. Now, because this firearm is so revolutionary and so game-changing, it had a lot of issues coming out of the gate. Strikers breaking, triggers not firing, and I thought that's what was going on with mine. Now I have a later model, late 2019, I believe, is this model, and no, yeah, 2019, maybe 2020. No, it was 2019. Where all those issues should have been fixed. Now, when I started having that trigger issue, I started getting mad, cursing SIG. You know, they can't get their gun right, you know, and it turns out it was my own fault. But I'm not a fan of SIG's customer service. I have had bad experiences with their customer service, and I hear stories that say otherwise, but for me personally, they weren't very nice to me. So they make good guns, but I'm not a fan of the way they treat their customers. Now, maybe I just got a bad egg over the SIG headquarters, but you know, it didn't leave a good impression. I'll say that. But like I said, I have a love-hate relationship with SIG, and that's because they make awesome guns. Check this bad boy out. This is an honorable mention. Okay, this is a single stack 9mm. but it is not a polymer frame, a quote-unquote Wonder 9. But it's still a phenomenal piece. I'll show you here. Drop that bullet and that bullet. All right. The firearm is safe. Safe. All right. I'm a big fan of the 1911. Big fan. And as you can see, this little SIG here is modeled after the 1911. I love the two-tone look. I don't mind the safety. I actually like the safety. It makes it so I don't have to have this covered. In my opinion, I feel safe with a manual safety on and this open like that. That's my opinion. That's my preference. But I do still have the universal clip draw here. Only one that would fit it. But the gun carries great, shoots great. In the extended mag, it holds 7 plus 1. So that's not a bad capacity. Not bad at all. 8 rounds, that should do the job. If you need more than 8 rounds, you probably shouldn't be wherever you're at. You know? Yeah, this is a phenomenal firearm. Now, I wanted to do individual reviews of each one of these guns, but I really think that they belong together in one video, for my purposes anyways, which is to inform you. That's why I'm here. But you can't go wrong with any of these. This is also, it's pretty lightweight. It's like 15, 16 ounces with 8 rounds. I mean, it's a super easy gun to carry. Great trigger. Great trigger. Not super light, but that's good. It's a carry gun. Yeah. That is sweet. I actually upgraded these sights myself. These are the very same sights that come on the 365. This came with some Siglite night sights, but I prefer the big green dot there in the middle. I think that is just sweet. Yeah. And I added this grip, and I put some aftermarket screws in there. I don't know how well you can see that. You know. Put my own little flair on it, as I do all my guns. Let's go. There you have it. Let's get these bad boys lined up in a shot, huh? Couple SIGs. And the old Walther daddy. Big Daddy Walther right there. Whoop! Yeah, it's hard to believe these two guns hold the same amount of ammo. But again, the Walther shoots better than the P365. All day, every day. It's not even close. It's not even close. I like shooting this gun, the P365, don't get me wrong. But this gun is just an absolute beast. Walther PPQ subcompact. 10 rounds of 9mm. And I have the 15 round magazine I can put in there. But yeah. It gives you that full grip. Just that amazing Walther trigger. Oh, like glass. Oh man, I can't get enough of that. Well, there you have it, folks. Some Wonder 9s for you and the honorable mention. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. God bless. Stay armed.